You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'll never be with you.
Hello, this is Dewi Sandra and you're watching LA Lights live in concert. Siapa tamu kita minggu ini? Nah, saya kasih bocoran ya. Dia adalah penyanyi asal Inggris tapi sekarang tinggal di Ibiza. Dan dia baru-baru aja mengeluarkan album yang judulnya All the Lost Souls. Tapi sebelumnya punya album yang meledak abis-abisan, Back to Bedlam. Dan dia dulu adalah prajurit loh, prajurit. Selain kita akan menyaksikan James Blunt tampil secara langsung, kita juga, saya sih sebenarnya akan ngobrol-ngobrol langsung dengan orangnya. And it's so interesting, he's such a sweetheart. Selain itu juga ada pembagian tiket untuk anda-anda yang beruntung selamat. Dan nanti kita juga pengen nanya-nanya nih sama orang-orang apa sih pendapatnya tentang seorang James Blunt.
Hari ini juga kita bakal cari tahu di antara mereka semua ini. Mereka semua ini ada 6 orang yang akan kita berangkatkan ke Jakarta pastinya ya. Tidak ada kita bakal siap masuk ke stage pertama itu All the Lost Souls. Pertanyaannya, apa nama album pertama James Blunt? A. Back to Basics, B. Back to Bedlam, atau C. Back to Heaven. Stage kedua yaitu All the Challenge.
Sekarang waktunya Widya buat ngasih tahu kamu untuk mendengarkan.
Yang jelas, this is You're Beautiful by James Blunt. Check this out.
199 FM pagi-pagi station. Still with me, Dita Sastro.
In a song that no one knows. Would you live that
Stage ketiga.
Does everyone have a different take? Do you seem real, but I seem fake? Does everyone get hypnotized by your fire? So you're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Yes, I am.
You're beautiful. It's true. My life is brilliant. My life is pure. I saw an angel that I'm sure so beautiful, beautiful,
Yes, this is still LA Lights concert James Blunt live in concert. Nah, kalau Anda ada di sini kamu bisa lihat bahwa suasana sangat rame banget. Seru banget karena tadi juga ada games dan bagi-bagi hadiah. Di belakang juga kita dihibur sama bicara band. Dan kalau masuk ke dalam bisa langsung meet and greet sama James Blunt. Gila ya, orang ini gak capek-capek.
She smiled on me on the subway. She's with another man. I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I've got a friend.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true.
Saw your face in a crowded place. Yes, it comes to be with you. Terima kasih. Oke, luar biasa.
Penyanyi yang memiliki album All the Lost Souls ini memberi nuansa yang baru kali ini ya. Agak up tempo, agak ngebeat, tapi tetap dengan ciri khas dia yang sangat kental. Tapi untuk anda-anda yang mungkin belum dapat tiket atau nggak bisa datang langsung, tenang. Makanya tetap di situ biar kamu bisa simak James Blunt ngapain aja sih pas lagi di Jakarta.
I would call you up every Sunday.
How you doing? Welcome to
No, I have there are 5 of us in the band. They're all here, and so I think we're all excited. I know people normally see me with one man and a guitar, but actually it's an old school 70s rock band, really, of young men having a lot of fun on stage. And I think people will be surprised by the energy that we bring. And we're bringing a big production and lots of songs that people will know. And they'll know obviously You're Beautiful and 1973 and some other So I think people will have fun. And hopefully see you at the show tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
So I could see clearly now.
So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned right there. The LA Lights concert, James Blunt live. You're watching LA Lights live in concert, masih dengan saya Dewi Sandra, dan sekarang waktunya untuk ngobrol-ngobrol langsung with Mr. James Blunt himself. Hello, and how are we today?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm good, excellent. We're gonna talk about your album. Yes, All the Lost Souls.
Yeah.
What is your version of a lost soul?
Well, I think we all are, really. As human beings, it's the human condition that we're looking for a bit of depth and meaning in our lives. We're all a bit isolated in our own minds, and we're all looking for a little bit of connection along the way.
Do you consider yourself lost?
The same as you, really. I think it's just about that search, as I say, through life.
Okay, so I've heard that you need to lose your soul to find it. Do you feel like you're anywhere, like, okay, I know who I am now, I know where I'm going?
Well, I guess, my songs are full of questions, really. It's written in the same way as you'd write a diary of, what's the experiences that happen through a journey of life. But I don't think I have all the answers, definitely. I think I'm in the same as anyone, that kind of pursuit of happiness along the way.
So you are happy?
Yeah, of course. I'm having an amazing time. I have a phenomenal band and crew, and that will be shown tonight on stage. What an amazing fun we have on stage, real energy of us. I know I'm kind of marketed as one man and a guitar, but I bring my band, who are my friends, along, and they're the ones who make the journey so much fun.
Okay. So when you're writing, are you inspired by things personally, or?
Yeah, the whole, all of my songs and both my albums are written from personal experience. I write them about my own experiences, but in such a way as to hopefully connect with people in the same human emotions as I would expect. I know sometimes my life can be a bit different from others. In fact, there's always a microphone in my face or a camera recording it. But actually in front of that camera.
And a big fat paycheck.
Not necessarily, no. And in front of that, there's always a human in front of the camera, in front of that microphone. There's a human who has the same human emotion as you do, and that's why I'd hope that people would still be able to relate to the subjects that I sing about.
Okay, so what's the most personal song in this album?
Well, they just have different moments. There's some of celebration, like 1973 is about a friend of mine. Her name's obviously been changed to protect the innocent, but she's called Simona in the song, and it's a great celebration of times that have moved on, that we can't relive those moments. Same Mistake is a song about a self-reflection and guilt, how sometimes I can be my own worst enemy. Carry You Home is a song about a girl at her lowest moment, her darkest hour.
Annie? Who's Annie?
No one you know. And so, they're very personal experiences. As I say, it's a diary. The whole diary is a personal blog.
Okay, now your previous album, Back to Bedlam, sold more than 11 million. Right? That's pressure, isn't it? I mean, did you feel any?
No, not really. I think there's so much emphasis in this day and age on the commercial success of music, and really that's the most shallow evaluation of anything you could possibly put on it. Because music is art. It is to do with again human emotion. It's creativity. It sets aside from animals. It's not about the number of units you sell, the chart position. Those are kind of irrelevancies. I made one copy of Back to Bedlam, and I have it at home. And I have one copy of All the Lost Souls, and I have it at home, and I treasure them, and they were, both a challenge, a joy to make, and I love listening to them, both of them. All the Lost Souls, by the nature of it being my second, is more mature, and it's something I had a bit more experience, so I was more confident doing it. I kind of knew what I wanted to do.
I'm gonna shake your hand on that.
Well, thanks. But but the notion of the fame and fortune is not a driving force for a musician. It's just the commercial industry and the media world that works that way.
That is the best answer I've ever heard this whole time.
Thanks.
Okay, your first trip to Indonesia.
Yeah, really fun to be here.
Which would be your favorite country? And
they all have different highlights. It's been such a new experience. This is our first time really touring Asia as a whole. We've just come from Manila. Before that, we were in Taipei and Hong Kong, and all of them have such a different feel that I wouldn't have missed any of them out. They've all had their highlights and been really fun. I really enjoyed Australia because I have friends there, and of course I enjoy playing at home because I have friends there too. But it's just, I think, really for us exciting to always have this new audience, the new spirit that they bring, and a new country to go and to play in. We're having the time of our lives as a result.
Next question, true or false? You broke your finger during a concert in USA.
Yeah, I did stupidly while showing off. I jumped off the stage and ran to the back of the auditorium and at some point fell over and broke my finger. And and I've been known to hurl myself off the stage many a time, so it's sometimes a dangerous place to be as well.
Are we going to expect you to jump off tonight?
Who knows what'll happen?
Okay, right. So for your first single, this album, you chose a whole different strategy. You came out, with slow and really nice, beautiful ballad songs previously, but you came out with 1973, which is different, which is really different. I was surprised when I first heard it. Now, do you get tired of people seeing you as just a ballad singer?
You hear one song on radio, and it's not the answer as to whether that's the complete picture. You hear a single, and you should always go and research as to what is the album, because musicians don't make singles. We make bodies of work, albums which are like books really, and with different chapters. And if you read just one chapter, you'll be missing the whole story. What you put on radio is just an advert for an album. I think most people know that. Some of the first people who heard You're Beautiful on the radio went out and got the album in the form of Back to Bedlam. And the same with this new album, All Our Souls. We put out one song as an advert for it, and hopefully people will be clear thinking enough to go and research all the music.
I love the album. If you don't have it, go and get it. Dan jangan kemana-mana karena kita akan kembali lagi setelah yang satu ini.
Billy's leaving today, don't know where he's going. Holds his head in disgrace, he can't escape the truth. He knows the price that he's paid, he admits that it's too late to admit that he's afraid. Tomorrow comes, sorrow becomes his soulmate. The damage is done, the prodigal son is too late. All doors closed, but he's always open to relive time in his mind. Oh, Billy. Billy's leaving today, don't know where he's going. He's got lines on his face, then tell a story of his pain. He accepts his fate, he admits it too long to admit that he was wrong.
Sebenarnya ya sejujurnya gara-gara You're Beautiful, cuman setelah dengerin dua album ini aku lebih suka yang Tears and Rain.
I wish I could.
Seperti janji saya, we're still at LA Lights Live in Concert and still with Mr. James Blunt. Right. Most unforgettable moment during your whole music career?
The Glastonbury Festival, I think, is one of the most fun experiences in the world. It's 80,000 people in a field, Glastonbury, in the countryside in England, and it's our most famous festival. And it always rains, but for an amazing sort of 45
The
minutes.
English people are used to the rain.
Exactly. Well, when your tent's being washed away, that's quite difficult. But for the 45 minutes that we played, amazingly, the sun came out and the field filled up, and it was really an amazing moment for us.
Okay. Another thing besides that, for some reason, women all over the world think you're extremely romantic because of that single you wrote, Beautiful. Your fault. Are you romantic?
Like any man, I know when I'm supposed to send flowers. It's. I think anyone has, as a creative force, as a musician, you might be an idealist or a dreamer. I think romantic might be not necessarily the right word, but I have a creative thought, but I don't know if romance would be the right one. I don't think any of my friends would describe me as romantic.
If you were not working, where would you be at?
I'd love to be at home because that's where my friends and my family are, and so I live on a very special island in Spain, called Ibiza, and it's a big party island, but it's got great beauty and tranquility, and I have a piano and a guitar there on the top of a hill, and for me that's really special, and that's where I wrote all the songs for All the Lost Souls.
You were in the military,
Yeah.
and then you decided, okay, that's it. You know, I'm going to stop and I'm going to enter the entertainment business. What made you decide to do that?
Well, I'd always done music. I'd always written songs, and you know, I think life is really short. You want to fill it with as much as you possibly can, to experience as much as you possibly can. I'm really glad for my time in the army, but I really knew I wanted to focus and do music as a professional. So yeah, you know, that was my driving force. I just didn't want to be an old man and recognise that I was too afraid to follow that dream.
So of course, being a musician, you need to listen to a lot of music as well. Who do you listen to at the moment? Who are you listening to?
I really enjoyed that kind of really honest time of the 70s, because it was when people wrote songs that weren't based on being inspired by a computer and some drum beats, but instead was about musicians and writing from their heart, from their experiences with different instruments. The songwriters at that time were amazing, like David Bowie, Neil Young, Lou Reed, Leonard Cohen, Cat Stevens, Paul Simon, Elton John. It was a pretty special time. And then bands as well, like Fleetwood Mac, Steely Dan, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and I think, you know, they recorded again as a group of people, a band, to capture a live performance. It wasn't about the machinery of recording, it was people playing as one. The humans playing as one is an amazing sight and sound, and so we're trying to do that again with All the Lost Souls, really to try and perform these songs, which mean a lot to me as a band, and capture a bit of the human spirit in doing so.
Sure. I mean, do you have any plans to maybe collaborate? David Bowie is still around.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix is probably out of the question. But you know, I have a band who are phenomenal musicians. They're probably some of the best musicians in the world. So I am collaborating already. They're just not famous, but they'll do for me. But you know, along the way we've had some really interesting differences that have come out of this album. 1973 was remixed by Pete Tong, and it's played in the club that I wrote the song about in the first place. And I'll Take Everything from this album has been taken by a French rapper called Sonique.
That'd be cool. I mean, whoa, I wish we could see that down here.
Well, you can go on YouTube.
Go on YouTube. All right. But what do you personally think about the industry of music at the moment? I mean, it's all digital and lots of downloading and, of course, going on YouTube, you know. So what do you think of that? Do you think it destroys it, or do you think...
I think the digital era is really exciting. It means that you can get people's music and you can get it to your house without going to a shop directly, and I think that's really special.
Now, what is your next project after this? After the whole tour? After...
For now, the tour is obviously quite a long time. We started in January this year, and we actually go until February 2009. So we have a long old slog. So what's the next project? Well, I hope after that maybe I'll have a break.
What do you plan to do? Holiday? Long holiday?
Yeah, you know, maybe just take it easy for a time. After that, you know, I have lots of musical ideas and lyrical ideas along the way, and I'll gather them together and I'll put them into the songs and make another album. But yeah, but give me a break first.
Excellent. Don't take too long on your break. Tell me 3 things about yourself that probably we do not know.
I couldn't even think of one.
Really?
I'm normally asked in every interview, tell me something you don't know. I've given it all away already, but I think more than anything, it's not necessarily important to know about me, because I think the songs I sing are not about me, they're about you and your experiences as a human being. They're about shared, common human emotion, and the songs that I write are much more interesting than me.
Cool. James, would you like to say something to the people in Indonesia watching you right now?
Hey, I'm James Blunt, and really excited and glad to be here, so thank you for having me. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. It's nice meeting you. Have a good gig tonight.
And maybe someday we will meet and maybe talk and not just speak. Don't buy the promises, 'cause there are no promises I keep, and my reflection troubles me. So here I go.
Did you enjoy the concert?
Yes, it was great. Yeah, it was so awesome. I almost cried.
Which was your favorite part?
My favorite part was when he sang Goodbye, my lover, goodbye, my friend.
set the shore for me. There is nothing else in the world. I'd rather wake up and see with you. Beautiful dawn. I'm just chasing time again. Thought I would die a lonely man in endless nights, but now I'm running wild among all the stars that sometimes. It's hard to believe you remember me.
Khusus mau nonton James, mau lihat apanya?
Mau lihat You're Beautiful.
Dan gue bangga banget James Blunt bisa kesini, kita bisa ngeliat kiprahnya dia di ajang yang sesungguhnya, di live performance dia.
Lagu mana yang jadi lagu favorit?
Udah pasti You're Beautiful sama apa tadi?
Kalau gue Beautiful, karena gue bersama dia soalnya.
Ayo kita dari semua pemenang quiz LA Concert All the Lost Soul, James Blunt.
Nggak terasa ya, waktu singkat banget. Padahal belum puas nonton James Blunt ya. But don't worry, kita akan ketemu lagi di LA Lights Live in Concert dengan artis yang gak kalah hebohnya dengan James Blunt. Saya Dewi Sandra pamit, I'll see you at the next LA Light Live in Concert. And for now, I will say goodbye. Or should I sing goodbye, my lover, goodbye, my friend.
You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. I'm a dreamer, but when I wake, you can't break my spirit. But it's my dreams you take. And as you move on, remember me. Remember us and all we used to be. I've seen you cry, I've seen you smile, I've watched you sleeping for a while. I'd be the father of your child. I'd spend a lifetime with you. I know your fears and you know mine. We've had our doubts but now we're fine. And I love you, I swear that's true. I cannot live